Good evening, hello, good morning, wherever you are in world today. We are back again for another Indycar league race on this fine Sunday evening. We're at Sakitto, the fake Suzuka, may I add. And it's not a track that I particularly like. I particularly like racing this game, but we've only got 8 people on the grid. I just want to get the speedo map up. There we go. I finally have it. And yeah, we're just going to see how things go. So we just got ready for qualifying as we're coming out through the fake corners, as I like to call it. A track not suited for these Indy cars, because I do not like racing them, I'm not going to lie. Nor do I like racing this game, but hey, I might as well commentate over the league racing action, shall I? So, through little pointers in this track, it's not the proper Suzuka, so it's the fake one. So you can still got the 2 Degners. Normally you go up through here up to Spoon, I believe, but nope, you just go through a fast left-hander. So that's a thing. Coming all the way down, you still got the 2 corners up here. That's normal. It's just before you get to the little right-left chicane, that's not a chicane, it's literally just flat. But we're going to see who's out and about on the track. Looks like most people are out on the track. Now, I really hope that Bad to Bones gets a proper finish here, because he's definitely going to need it. After the last race he had with his fuel, which wasn't the best thing in his racing career on this in this league, but he definitely needs to have some good luck. I think we're just seeing Graham might be the first person on his lap, so coming through the first corner, very, very committed there. Through the second corner, takes it in second gear. He's currently got 10.1 litres of fuel in, so not really low on fuel. Now coming through the fast left-right, or right-left I should say. Keeping it into third gear, running all the assists. Gets a pretty good clean exit there now, coming up to the first set of the Degners. Coming up to Degner 1, you don't want to take too much of the inside curb, can really unsettle the car. Goes into Degner 2. Don't want to run too wide, it can suck you onto the curbing, suck you onto the gravel and into that wall. Now coming through the fast left-hander, which we've just completely missed the corner in real life. Coming absolutely flat out now in 5th gear, doing 175 miles an hour, just as he brakes now. Coming into the fast left-handers. And now this is literally just a power straight. Literally just flat out all the way from here now. Coming up to 130R. This should be flat out for these Indy cars as he makes his way round. Yep, flat out on the Indy cars, not hinters of lifts. And then this part, it's just silly. Look at that. It's just silly, but absolutely flat. Coming out to the start finish line, and Graham's going to set the benchmark. It's going to be a 1:23.1, so he has set the benchmark there and immediately teleports into the pits. As we see beyond the power now, running a little bit wide there, as Matashov does a 1:29, so 5.9 seconds slower. I need to put my glasses on because I cannot see. That is better, I can now see. So, who else have we got on track? We've got Pollux, 81. Haven't really seen the paces of what he's done, so I don't really know what he can do. But it's going to come across the start-finish line now, and it's going to be a 1:25.2. Dino has done a 1:25.1, so still 2 seconds off the pace there. Unfortunately, we are only got 8 drivers, which is a shame, because I don't really know where everyone else is. It's pretty depressing, but nevertheless, we're going to keep carrying on. So we're just going to stick with Daz here on his qualifying. Not taking the best of exits there in this corner, but now be running absolute flat out. Someone has just randomly joined and was kicked from the session, so I don't know who that was. These are some really shit camera angles, I'm not gonna lie. I can't see a thing. Apart from that, it's gonna come down and start finish straight. Does a 1:24.2, so 1.1 seconds off the pace. Bad to Bones is on a 1:36, so he's not doing very well. But trying to see who else is out on track. We've got Sully 14. I think he's on a lap. I'm not too sure. This could be his out lap. With a flat right-hander. I'm down the start finish straight. Is this an out lap or was this a lap? No, this was a lap and he done a 1:24.2. So Graham pulling that 1 second advantage over everyone here. Nearly getting into the 22. So just goes to show what you can do with a little practice in this game. But as I've always said, in my opinion, I cannot stand racing in this game. I think it's horrible. And he's driving with no steering wheel. That is absolutely amazing stuff. This game just gets better and better. Like, I mean, if you can pull out the pits and drive a whole lap without a steering wheel, I'm absolutely amazed with these Indy cars. I did not know they use telepathic ways to drive around the track. Or unless it's auto drive. One of the two. But not many people out on track. There's only 4 people, so we're just going to stick with bad. Come through 130R. Literally going to come flat out down here. Going to come across the start finish line now. Is this a lap? It could be a lap. And he's done a 1:23.141, so very, very close to Graham there. Not much from them. Just going to keep quiet while Bad goes for a lap. And he's backed off. So he's backed off on that run. Never mind on that one. So who else have we got? So we've got Daz now. I think he's on a lap. I don't really know if they're on a lap or not. That's the thing. I can't really tell. No, he's definitely on an out lap. So he's backing up a bit. What else have we got? We've got to be on the power. It hasn't set a time. Master Shop at UK in 7th. He's done a 1:29.0. So not doing very well here. He's going to come across the start finish line now. Nearly pulling 190 miles an hour. And he's only done a 1:27. So who is that just stopped at the first corner? Was that Dino? Yeah, that was Dino. It's not what you want to be doing at the first corner. So 6 minutes left in qualifying. Again, not much happening as far as I can see. Well, qualifying pretty tight. It's pretty close. As O'Sully 14 comes now down the start finish rate. That's not pulling as that much top speed as everyone else. He's 3 tenths down on that lap, so not the best of laps, but okay, sorry about that. I just had to sort something out, but we are Just currently watching Bad to Bones now. I just saw in the first corner he was so committed into there, but coming through the fast right left-handers now, but normally it would be a left and right. Coming up to the first set of Degners now, but he's 2 tenths down on his lap, so there's not going to be a quicker lap unless he can pull a miracle and try and get faster than Graham. But Graham is he's still in the pits. He's just set a lap and he's just sat in the pits. He hasn't actually moved. It's like he's just like, oh, I've done enough, I don't need to do any more. But Daz has pulled in a 1:23.8, jumped up into third. So there's literally will be a 2-tier race. There's going to be the top 4 versus the bottom 4. We've only got 8 drivers, but it's a shame really because there isn't many drivers here. But I really wish there was more, because at the minute there just isn't much action going on the track for qualifying. I was hoping to see a lot more cars, but if you look at the track map, everyone's just spread out. And it is a great shame, but Bad to Bones comes across the line and is a 10th down, so he doesn't improve on this lap time. Still stays in second place with a 1:23.141, but Graham is top of a 1:23.1 dead. So, but he literally hasn't moved from the pit lane. He's just sat there. But who else have we got on track? We've got Sully 14. Looks like coming on to set a lap. Looks like he's just trying to warm his tyres. I can also tell you now the people on the control pad are Graham, Daz, O'Sully, I know, and Beyond the Power are on control pads. Bad to Bones and Dino on the wheel. I don't really know about Matastrophic. I would assume he's on a pad, and Pollux I don't really know with him, but yeah, quite a diversity of drivers. But goes to show that a pad user is faster than a wheel user in qualifying at the minute. So they're pretty well balanced. But I don't really like this game, so that's why I just retired from League Racing. Oh, and no, Sully 14's gone wide, very wide onto the gravel. Oh, no, there it is. Bad to Bones has just gone fastest of a 1:22.8, so that surely, with 2 minutes to go, it's going to have to bring Graham out the pits. And I think he might be coming out. He's got 2 minutes to go. Will he come out of the pit lane and try and get a faster lap time? If it gets below 1:20, he's not going to make it round, so we're just going to sit and wait and see whether he does come out the pits. Daz does improve in this time, but it looks like he's going to go for another lap. So that confirms that Graham is not going to come out the pits. But Daz is up on his best lap time, so he's going faster than normal. Takes a little bit wide into the first Degner, but coming into the second Degner, he takes too much of the curb there, which has unsettled the car. Coming through the fast left-hander now. Normally you'd run up to Spoon, I believe it's called. But as this is the fake Suzuka, known as Sakitto. Unfortunately, they couldn't get the license to have the track in the game. They could get Fuji, which is fine, but it's a shame they couldn't get the actual Suzuka into the game. But nevertheless, but Daz is down on 2 tenths this lap. So he's not going to improve on his time. But he's going to come across the line. He's going to finish his lap anyway. But 18 seconds to go. So this will be his last. And he's a 10th down. So is he going to go for... Oh my good lord! What the fuck? Okay. I guess that was a thing. We just went straight. But qualifying is complete. Apart from that little little excursion there, but there was your pole man. Bad to Bones with a 1:22.8, 2 tenths faster than Graham. So it's going to be a close one between the top two again. I've always said that in the last few races that they've had. This is going to be a very tight fight, but I'll tell you, the big shock of qualifying is the Sunny 14 down in 5th, a 1:24.2, so couldn't make any more time, and he's 1.4 seconds down off pole time, so we couldn't make any moves there. But you can tell that the top three have definitely been practicing, because that's all they pretty much play is this game every time I see him online. But I play more iRacing, so yeah. But I mean, what can I say about that lap? That's a very quick time in these Indy cars. Not really like the cars you expect to go around this track, but nevertheless, it's still a very, very quick time, and I'm currently staring into nothing. And well, there you go. There's your top 8. It would have more drivers, but unfortunately some people couldn't be here today. But there you go. There's your top 3, and they pressed it early, and I couldn't see. It's always fantastic. Okay, so now we just got to sit and ready to get going for the race. I couldn't get the words out of my mouth, but I really don't know what that camera view is. Whew. Sorry, I had to yawn. But so the race is going to be Bad to Bones and Graham. They're going to be side by side the whole race, and I know they will be. Daz could spring a little surprise, maybe, in 3rd place. When you got Pollux, don't count him out yet on 4th place, but Osali 14 has got a lot of work to do. He's going to want to fight for that championship lead, and he is currently leading the championship, and he's going to want to hold on to it and try and take maximum points here today and beat Graham, because Graham was currently 2nd place, I believe, in the championship. But Bad to Bones yet to win a race this season. So Graham has won, I think, the majority of the races. I know Sunny 14 won. He won Indianapolis and Imola. Graham won the recent race, and that was at Monza. But Bad to Bones yet to pick up a win this season. So hopefully he can pick up a win here today, boost his chances in the championship. But I don't know. I guess we'll find out. But so we're just waiting for the start. I need to yawn. But here we go then. Indycar race at Sakitto. Who is going to take the win here today? Lights out, and away we go for Sakitto. And Bad to Bones had a pretty bad start. Grizzly Graham has jumped him and gone into the lead of the race. As Daz looks like he's going to try and challenge him for 2nd place here. Coming into the first corner now. Bad to Bones is very wide and into the gravel. Into the gravel there goes Bad to Bones. And Sunny 14 takes it very wide as well. But looks like he's going to try and take the inside. There's a barrier moving over to the other barrier there. It's going for a little stroll. But Bad to Bones has an awful start as Grizzly Graham takes the lead into the race. And Sunny 14 has jumped up into the goes very wide there. And Pollux has got off onto the gravel as well. But here we go now through the fast left right-handers. Bad to Bones in 3rd place, and you've got a Sunny 14 in 4th. Looks like he's going to try and capitalise, I should say, coming into the first Degners. I know Bad to Bones is a little bit faster, but into Degner 1, Bad to Bones goes wide, and Sunny 14 goes very, very wide there indeed, and completely misses the corner, but manages to get back on track. And Graham is just storming off into the lead with a 1.6 second lead. So he has got this race very well under control from the start. Nearly they'll be pulling by 2 seconds now on the first lap. Doing a Sebastian Vettel here, just controlling the pace on the first lap already. That's crazy stuff. But top 4 are very, very close. But Daz runs a little bit wide, and that might put Bad to Bones up close behind him. I need to get the speedo and map up. Sorry about that. But is Bad to Bones going to think about using the push to pass coming through 130 Arno, taking it absolutely flat out. Grizzly Graham storming away into the lead there. Coming through the fast right-hander now. Coming down the straight, you need to put in 195 miles an hour in these Indy cars. Incredible stuff here. There we go now, coming into the first corner. Daz is currently just holding on to second place, but Bad to Bones looks like he's going to be challenging for that second place and wants to get back into the lead. But a pretty horrible start there from him. As we say, right onto the gearbox now of Daz here, so he needs to make his pass if he wants to catch up to Graham. But Bad to Bones just having an awful start again. That's just terrible from him. And Dino is in the pits, so it looks like something happened to Dino. I didn't really see what happened. Unless he's changed his tyres or he's got a jump start, I don't know. And it's only 14. Oh, runs wide again. So put a lot more gravel onto the track. And it looks like Bad to Bones. It looks like he's going to try and make a move. Nearly making a move on Daz there. Looks like it was on the inside, but now on the outside line. Tries to get the speed and makes the move done on Daz. So now he's in second place. Runs a bit wide and Daz can come back. No, doesn't think about it this time. But Bad to Bones now in second place and needs to catch up to Graham to have any hope of winning this race. He has yet to win a race this season and he still wants to take this win, and he knows. But Sully 14 trailing a bit behind now. He's not too far off. He's only 1.7 seconds behind Daz. But as you can see, the top second and third are still very close together. Now coming down the main start finish straight. Looks like he's used 2 push to passes already. They're down to 8. It's going to come to the first corner. He's going to think about making a move. No, has to hold back this time. But Bad to Bones in first. In first. He's in second place, I should say. Let's look back down. So Pollux is beyond the pale as Matastrophic has lost a part of his wing and looks like he made a bit of contact with Dino. So Dino just running a race on his own. But as we can see now, we can see that Bad to Bones is catching up now. He's 1.7 seconds down behind Graham and visibly catching. You can see the gravel onto the racing line there, brought on from O'Sully 14. But we're just going to see if any other battles are occurring. No, but things are starting to calm down now. So that was a pretty crazy start from everyone. Pretty good and clean start. I think there was a bit of contact at the back between Matastrophic and Dino. I know Dino pulled into the pits. I don't really know what happened, but lap 3 out of 28. So you got Grizzly Graham leading, but 1.5 seconds. But Bad to Bones is catching him. Daz is in third place. O'Sully 14 in fourth. So currently holding a 2.6 seconds in front of O'Sully 14. But he needs to catch up with him and try and pass him of any hopes of trying to keep the lead in this championship. Because if Graham takes the win here, he could possibly, I think, maybe overtake him in the championship. I'm not too sure. But you can see the gap now coming down. Bad to Bones is all... It's going to be all over the back of Graham soon. I just think that the wheel might have a slight advantage over the pad on this track. But it's not going to be too far from now. We're just going to stick with these two. Just see what happens. Try to see if anybody else is going on. I think there's a bit of a battle between Pollux and Beyond. And Pollux has got past Beyond for 5th place there, so had a pretty poor start. Oh, excuse me, but yeah, needs to try and catch up now. But now these two just can't keep away from each other on the track, can they? They always seem to be battling, but coming down the back straight now, up to 130R. He's a 10th up from on his best lap, so he's definitely going to try and catch him up here for 130R. Absolutely flat out in these Indycars. As I said, not the sort of cars you see racing around this track, but everyone seems to enjoy racing them. I particularly don't, because I'm not really fond of this game. I've probably said that many times before, but yeah, these two are going to be battling out again. Look how close the gap is now. 6 tenths. 6 tenths now. Bones getting near to that gearbox. He can smell the gearbox of Graham, and he can smell the lead of this race. He can smell his own pee in the cockpit because he's probably peeing. And he can smell the sushi that they are cooking. And takes a very weird line into the Degnan there. I don't know what that was. Maybe he lost a bit of traction. I don't know. But up to the fast left-hander now. And He's gonna see if he's gonna try and take the lead. Oh, runs a little bit wide there, so that's giving Gray maybe a slight advantage. Oh, that's a very weird line through there. What was that line? But you still visibly see Daz on the track. He's not that far off. He's only 3.5 seconds off, so still trying to keep with him. As the whole field is pretty much spread out. I'm just sitting here just watching this because this is going to be a battle to remember in this race, the lead with these two, because these two are always out on the track, these two are always out fighting, and every single race that I've commentated on has always been these two fighting for the lead of a race. You can see the gravel just sparkling all over the track. Was that moss on the side of the... What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that wall? Okay, never mind, but... I'm going to continue on now with Bad to Bones. Oh, he's so close. He's like 3 tenths off him now. Maybe, is he going to try and think about making a move? This whole section now is completely flat. Completely flat. Is he going to think about maybe using a push to pass? Maybe through out of 130R? No, I don't think he thinks about it, but he's going to just tuck into the slipstream. Maybe try and get as close as he can. He's topping out at 194 miles an hour. The scream of the engine. Oh, comes very close and nearly hitting the back of Graham there. Has to take avoiding action, which has compromised him and sending him very wide into the first corner. So, not what he wanted, but it's just going to go with Graham now. Let's look at the fuel. So, Graham has used a lot more fuel. So, he will have to come in first. As Bones is just dropping back a little bit here. Not really trying to make any inroads, but the rest of the field is all just spread out. And there's a cone going for a little walk. Have a walk across the track, but yeah, apart from that, not much happening. I think I can see the gap. I think it's closing between O'Sully and Daz. So they might get into a battle very soon. Bad to Bones take a nice entry there into 130R. Now absolutely flat through this section. Is Bones gonna be able to make a move? No, it looks like he's just gonna be a little bit too far back to think about it making any moves. But just needs to keep the first couple of corners clean. Just needs to keep it under control. So much pressure. He can smell him from 5 tenths away. He's gonna be just kissing his gearbox as if to say, get a move on. And he's gonna have to get a move on as the giant Ferris wheel is not working. It stopped. But I mean, what the fuck is that wall on the side? But nevertheless, as it come through, complete flat out section. A little bit silly in my opinion, but come on guys, put on a race. I want to see some overtakings. I don't want to see you just stuck behind him now. I thought he would have been way past him by now, but clearly that isn't the case. Oh, coming down the start finish line now. I'm literally just sitting here watching, like, just watching what these two do. Graham definitely must be feeling the pressure here. Definitely must be feeling the pressure. It's a very weird line coming out of the corner, I'm not gonna lie. So he's just still sitting behind him. He's not making any inroads into Graham here. Oh, hold on. He's running a little bit wide here, but no, nothing's happening. Or it could be. I don't know. As Graham is still just currently holding that 3/10 lead behind Bad to Bones. He's literally going to just... He's got to make a pass soon. It's only going to be a matter of time before he tries to make a pass. It's going to be sometime soon. I reckon it could be this lap. This is definitely his best chance now to try and get past him. He's closer than he ever was before. He's going to have to make this move now if he wants to win a race this season. Still, Bad to Bones yet to win a race. He's qualified on pole. He needs to convert that into a win today. But is he going to be able to? It looks like Graham's already used the push to pass. As Bad to Bones doing everything he can. Literally taking the proper inside line. Like these two guys are so close now. But here we go. Coming down the start finish line. Literally trying to hit the fucking rear wing of Graham. He's going to try and maybe have a look down to the outside. But Graham cuts him off and keeps that lead covered. So apologies for the swearing there, but I just this is the move that's going to have to be done soon, because this is just too close between these two. But I'm currently just seeing behind now. I think O'Sully 14 is maybe closing into Daz. I can see them pretty close on the track, but oh, what happened to Bones? He's made a little mistake there, so something happened to him. The Ferris wheel was still not working on lap 11. So it's Chevrolet v Chevrolet in the battle for the lead. And I think behind are two Hondas. But I don't understand what the little triangles are. Is it a slowdown? I don't know, but oh, here we go again. Round 50 million. Oh, Graham's made a little mistake. Come through one for here, and Bad to Bones has just got past him. So whatever happened to Graham there? He made a slight mistake. I couldn't really see what that was, but Bad to Bones just rocketed past him. Has now taken the lead in this IndyCar league race at Sakitto. So could be on for the first win of the season here. Needs to convert this pole into a win if he wants to keep his championship chances alive. But as you can see now, visibly, Bad to Bones is now just starting to pull away. So he was definitely being held up by Graham there. Has now already got a second lead on him. So this could be match set here. So we're just going to go back now to Graham's got something. Has he got a penalty? Has Graham got a penalty? Something. Oh my god, I've just cut back to Daz. I know Sully 14. I know Sully has just gone straight into the back of Daz. What was that all about? What happened there? That was just brutal. That was just more like a move out of the fucking way, but it clearly wasn't what it was meant to be. But the damage is on cosmetics, so they will get away with it. But coming through 130R, both taking it nice and flat. Sully 14 just still tucking into the slipstream of Daz, but looks like he's not going to have a chance to make a move here. It comes around the first few corners now, but needs to try and get past Daz because he's currently leading the championship, and he needs to try and get as many points as he can today from Graham, because Graham is second in the championship, but bad to bones, as I said, still yet to win a race. So this could be his best chance, and he's actually leading. Sully 14 tries to make a move running outside, and to make a little bit of contact there, and they both got off the track. So a little bit of contact was made, and Daz is just completely taken out of Bollard, has now gone to freaking China. And what the hell was going on here? Sully 14 has just gone down the inside, but Daz is trying to come back. What is going on here, boys? What is this racing? Is this racing or ping pong? What are you boys doing? That was just, I don't know what that was, but no, going back to what I was saying, Bad to Bones is leading by 3 seconds now, so comfortably ahead. As I tell you, 14 tries again to make a move on the inside of Daz here, just coming up before 130R, and he's got past him, so it's a good move by him there. So up into third place. Daz has now dropped down to fourth. I don't know what that racing was, but Graham is in the pits, so something's happened to... What's happening to Daz? Daz is moving really slowly too. So is he going to the pits? Yes, so Daz is going into the pits. Graham is in the pits also now, so it will be no change of tyres, but it will be a fuel stop. But I want to know what that red marker is. Is it a penalty of some sort? I don't know. And looks like he's going to be held up in the pits by Daz, and he has. Graham has been held up in the pits by Daz, and he is currently driving with no steering wheel. So they've removed the steering wheel from his car. He's now going to have to drive it with no wheel and use his eyes and use his brain, because he is actually a robot. But never mind, it's just the way the mechanics wanted to. They were like, no, we're going to get rid of the steering wheel. We're going to change the strategy. We're going to go on plan Z. Get rid of the steering wheel and just drive around with your brain, and you should be fine. But Daz now comes out of the pits and just comes out ahead of Matastrophic. So people yet to pit. Oh, Sully 14, Better Bones, most certainly probably going to be coming in this lap. But where is the pit entry? Is that the pit entry? That's a very weird pit entry. I thought, I'm just gonna go to the roof. I just want to see. Yeah, that is the. Is that the pit entry? Yeah, that is the pit entry. I don't know. That's weird. But yeah, that's a very weird pit entry there. But Bad to Bones now in the pits as Pollux decides to say to the cones and take them all out. But out of the pits comes Bones now, and looks like he will be ahead of Graham here, as Graham is only just coming up to 130R, so a little bit behind. Beyond the Pale now goes up into second, but yet to make a pit stop. But as you can see, he's comfortably ahead now of Graham as he's just coming around the final corner. So definitely match set here. But as Graham, I want to know if Graham's got a penalty. Is that a penalty of some sort? I don't know. Unless he got a slow down and didn't refuse to slow down, but I don't know. But Sully 14 is yet to make his pit stop, but he will be pitting this lap. So that's beyond the power. So they did refuel Bad to Bones' car, so he has got fuel. So it's all good. Don't worry. He's on for the win here. But I think Sully 14 is there. Oh, Lasoli has completely missed the pit lane entry. He's gone over the sausage curbs. And just, oh, he's taking a cone. And he's taking a very slow pit entry. But where he was fighting with Daz. Daz is in 5th place, but he's only there. So he's not going to be anywhere near O'Sully 14. I'm just going to watch him come into the pits now. As he's just still moving his wheel. Are they going to go... I mean, that guy thought about... like changing tyre, but they've also done the strategy. They've also done the exact same strategy of removing the steering wheel from the car. So these drivers are using telepathic faults here to drive the car. It's amazing stuff. I don't know how they do it, but there is Daz, and he has got back ahead of a 14, so he's got all that work to do again. So that mistake going into the pit lane has cost him a place, and he's got it all to do again here now. Oh, boys, what's going on in this race? As you can see, just dabbing on the throttle. Not that dabbing, but you know, that dabbing. But so these two here are going to be very close. I'm just still currently watching top 2 as well. So lap 16 out of 28. That's just going to view your... Don't want to do that. Your drivers. So you've got Bad to Bones in the lead. Currently leading by 2.1 seconds on for his first win of the season. And you've got Grizzly Graham in 2nd place. Daz in 3rd. O'Sully 14 in 4th. Needs to make this pass again. And you got Pollux in 5th, beyond the power 6th, so not bad drive from him. He's in 6th place. Magistrate UK in 7th, and Dino just all the way down at the back there in 8th place. But this is the battle we're going to be focusing on. Is these two are coming up to battle again. Let's keep this clean now. We don't want any more ping pong. Tries to use all the road and then some onto the grass there, but breaking that 150 meter board, or the 50 meter board, it's one of the boards. There's a board around this track that you brake at. It has signs, it has a number, but there we go. He's used a lot of push to passes here to try and get past him, so it's going to be a bit of a disadvantage. He's going to try and have to make the move on Daz now, but is he going to be thinking about doing it as he come now into the flat left-hander? Daz looks like he's got a lot more top speed in him. He's currently doing 190. O'Sully only just come up to 190 now, so Daz with that top speed advantage to him. And I must say, this is going to be very, very difficult for him. But they've all been using their push to passes, which is very, very surprising. But Daz, they're going very slow through the S section. Now coming up to the Degners. Through Degner 1. The Ferris wheel is still not working on lap 18. Through to the second Degners. And Pollux is actually catching them. While these two are battling, he's actually catching them. But Sully 14 thinks about going around the outside, but doesn't think about it. Maybe? I don't know. He's weaving left and right. He's trying to find a way past him. And he's going to go for a late Daniel Ricciardo dive, but doesn't get the move done. Now, again, on to the back of him, coming through 130R. And Daz has got one more push to pass left. which is very strange. He's using it while in front of a Sally 14 because you're meant to push it to pass people, not push it to defend. But very strange indeed. But as you can see, Daz now with the top speed advantage, there's nothing Sally can do in a straight line. It's yeah, as you can see, just pulls that gap, but runs very wide, takes out the Monster Energy sign. It goes into the crowd, but Sally 14 looks about trying to make a move on the inside and has made the job done. So it's now got past Daz, and that's going to have a major impact into the championship. But Daz is very, very slow through the S section, going very, very slowly indeed. Taking a lot of the inside line, so he will get a slowdown penalty for that. As Pollux looks like he's going to be catching up to as Batter Bones is just going to overlap someone, so he's overlapping Matastrophic. So, but again, we're going to have to watch this little battle because Pollux is actually catching up to Daz, and Daz is dropping back after that good start that he made. It seems to be dropping down, which is very strange. Because I know his pace and what he can do around here, but it's very, very odd. I will be back in a second. I'll just have to sort something out, but I will just leave you with the action quickly. Okay, sorry about that, everyone. Just had to sort something out, but I'm back now. Unfortunately, with 1 lap to go, but well, back 2 laps to go. But as we can see, beyond the pale, bad to bones. He's on his last lap now, I should say. So gonna finally have a well-deserved victory in this league and finally get a win at Sakitto. But he's come around a few corners now, absolutely flat through this section, and is going to take the win here at Sakitto. Well deserved by Bad to Bones. He finally gets a win in this league. After the dreadful, well, that's a weird line for the AI, but after a dreadful Monza, his team finally can celebrate a win as Grizzly Graham comes home for 2nd place. Study 14 has gone from 5th to 3rd and is going to take that 3rd place, keeping the championship alive, missing his front wing, but crosses that line. As Daz now comes home in 4th place, just about in front of Pollux. So, good race by them. Daz in 4th, Pollux in 5th. The next person to cross the line will be on the pal. Dino has already finished the race because he was a lap down. Matastrophic now is going to come across the line and finish in, unfortunately, 8th place, but still gets points here, because the points go down to 10th place. But now we're just waiting for Beyond the Power to cross the line, and he's doing so now. So that is your race over. There you go. They are your top 3. Bad to Bones finally getting that win, and winning by 15 seconds. So Graham did have a penalty. He did have a 1 second penalty there. So very good effort by him. Graham still keeping the championship alive and finished ahead, crucially, of a Sully 14. So I believe Graham is I can't remember, I don't really know the standings, but Sully 14 in 3rd, Daz in 4th, Pollux in 5th, Beyond the Power 6th, Dino 7th, and Matastrophic in 8th. So they are your top finishers. The fastest lap goes to Bad to Bones with a 1:23.9. Fortunately, there is no bonus points, but there are your driving standings. And Sully 14 is still leading the championship by 1 point. 1 point in it between them. 117, Graham with 116. Bad to Bones is in 3rd with 95. So good win by him, and crucially picking up points. Daz is still in 4th with 76 points. D finished last. Pardon me. Still in 5th place with 52 points. Pollux has got 37 points. Beyond the Power with 32. So in 7th place, very good by him. Matastrophic's in 8th. Lloyd wasn't here this race again. He's still sitting in 9th. Gaz is in 10th. Gaz can be here today. Chaos Punks can be here today. Welsh Schumacher couldn't be here. I'm not sure if he's actually racing. And Dino, I don't know why he's on there, because I don't think he actually races anymore. But that is your race today at Sakitto. Thank you very much for joining. Whoever watched this race live, thank you for watching. If you watched the rerun, again, thank you for watching. So I believe the next race will be at, I think it's Road America. I think Road America is the next race after this one, I believe. But yeah, good race by everyone there. People kept it clean, which is what we wanted to see. And thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.